Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and today I'm doing a reading for Virgo in all placements, and it's timeless and general. So take what resonates, and if it really doesn't, then you can check out any of my other videos. They are all timeless and all placements as well. I'm going to start with the Elemental Oracle and see just get an overview of the energy, and then I'll dive into some other cards. This is just kind of a current situation, what's on your mind, that kind of thing. Jojo made it and left flat foot. Hello, thanks for joining. All right, we have going on for Virgo. And yeah, thanks. Did I already say it? I don't think so. Thanks to all of you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. I wouldn't be here without you. Truly, it's amazing. Okay, so to begin, we have magic and alchemy, number 43. I've never picked this card before. That's wow. That's amazing. And 43 breaks down to a 7. 7 is a very spiritual number. Are you doing some kind of healing with the hands here, and there's all this light in between? And it's almost like there's a wing. The way the energy is coming out, it kind of looks wing-like. It's like you're doing something, you're earning your wings. You're learning how you're doing something that is elevating you. There's only the one wing there, or could be a side view, maybe both. But maybe it's the kind of thing where you're not ready to fly yet. You're in the process of learning to use magic, learning how alchemy works, so that it's like you're you're learning how to work with energy. Um, and you're you have more work to do. You have more to learn, but you're already halfway there. Wow. Yeah, magic. It feels good. And the magician card in tarot is the Virgo, and it's Virgo and Gemini. Um and is about alchemy. It's about using what you have, the resources that are around you in the physical world, in order to elevate you to manifest what you want. And Rest Mojo is here too. Hello. Thanks for joining. And we have East and Beginnings, number 3. See, okay. Yeah. See, this looks like this figure here is using energy to alchemize a situation. You're learning you're learning some kind of energy work. Um and that can be any number of things, but you're using your hands to manipulate energy, but in a very it's a very uh, what's the word? I don't know, like elevated. It comes to mind. Like, you're not you're working with like white with the light. Um, you're learning how to increase energy to bring light. Yeah, like you're a light worker. Um, this is almost like a compass. Yeah, yeah, because it's east. facing east, facing where the sun rises. Something about the sun. There's a beginning here. You're learning something new. Or maybe this is leading to this, and your ability to tap in to the energy of the sun. Anyway, let's dive in. It feels really good. It's very it's very big, beautiful energy. I'm going to continue with the Tarot of Mystical Moments. What is the current situation here? We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the Ace of Wands. Well, right away, this Ace of Wands speaks to this beginnings. But the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, let me get my little book here. Pretensions, materialism, too driven, unwelcoming. And the Two of Pentacles. Disorganization, feeling overwhelmed, lack of enthusiasm. Okay. With the Queen of Pentacles, what really stands out to me is being too driven and the pretensions thing. It's like you have this idea of what you want to do. You're working towards something. But it's like, I think this is very common for people with Virgo. I certainly have this thing where it's like you want to be perfect right out the gate. And with any kind of new beginning, you bump up against being imperfect and not knowing what you need to know. And it can be very uncomfortable to be in that place of being a beginner and being faced with so many challenges. And I think it's very common to want to pretend that you know more than you do. But it comes from a place of fear, of feeling like maybe there's feeling unworthy, that you don't really have what it takes. Maybe you're working on creating this thing and you're not going to be good enough to make it work. Whatever this is you're working on, whatever this new beginning is. And you're feeling overwhelmed with all you have to learn. Because it's not just learning knowledge, it's tapping into energy. It's actually like putting what you learn into practice. Alchemy, you can read about it in a book, but the only way to learn it is to practice, to do it over and over again, to become a master. And you've mastered many things. So it kind of feels like a reminder to allow yourself to be okay with being a beginner, to humble yourself, to know that it's okay to not be perfect, to not know everything. It's a part of the journey. Just because you don't know something doesn't make you less than. It doesn't make you unworthy. The reason you started this journey is because you do want to master something. You want to master this alchemy. You have a vision. You have an idea of what you want to do, and you feel very passionate about it. You're very driven to make it happen. But I think you're putting the cart before the horse. Um, and it's putting a damper on your on this passion and excitement, because you're trying to be better than you are without having the experience. And again, it's just being easy on yourself and knowing that you are going to get there. You got to practice. Uh, just with everything else. Same with everything else that you've mastered in your life. So, okay. Let me go to I want the Guardian Tarot next. Creepy tree friends. Um, what's the challenge here? Five of Wands, Ten of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. I'm gonna have to read that one too. But I think you're dealing with some pretty intense internal conflict, because what you want is ultimate emotional wish fulfillment. Whatever this is you're doing, you feel like it's your ticket to get you all the things, all the abundance and the blessings and the love and the success, and just feeling really, really good in your life, comfortable in your own skin. um the Five of Pentacles here in reverse, I can find it. Recovery, vitality, stamina, strength, resilience. You're having a hard time believing in yourself. Believing that you can actually get what you want. Maybe you've tried other things and they didn't work out. And you may have this could have something to do with your physical world. Like, let's say that, because there's this little child here. You can see it, little child down there. Like, if you've been working at a dead end job and you're struggling to make ends meet. This is just an example. And you have a family to support. And maybe this thing that you're doing, you have this vision or this idea, this goal, that this thing is going to get you to a place where you can feel abundant and prosperous and really happy too. Like, you're actually doing something that is fulfilling. And you're bumping up against your own self-doubts, feeling like you don't have what it takes. Yeah, again, it's like struggling to keep pushing forward in the face of all this stuff that's coming up around this situation, all this internal stuff. And maybe that's a part of why you started doing this in the first place. Like maybe you weren't consciously aware of it, but this process, learning to alchemize, work with energy, whatever this is, um, there's an internal alchemizing that needs to happen in order for you to be able to do it externally, because our outer world reflects our inner world. You can't just learn the thing by reading a book and following the steps. You have to live it. And I think you're feeling like you're worried you don't have what it takes. So, let's go with the light seers. What are your hopes? Kind of already have a sense of it, but what are you really hoping for? What are you dreaming about in this situation? 10 of Wands in reverse, 3 of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. I think you're hoping, I don't know. Initially, my feeling of the 10 of Wands in reverse is like wanting to not feel burdened by your circumstances. You've been dealing with some kind of heartbreak. It could just be general. It could be a particular situation. Maybe you constantly find yourself bumping up against these situations that are painful, super painful. And what you want is to be able to have the resources to show up, to be able to help others, to really be able to wear your heart on your sleeve and do things for others. And maybe you feel like you're in a place where you're so, like, again with that example, like let's say you're really financially strapped and you can barely feed yourself and your family, or you're barely making it through, and you want to be able to be really generous with others. Maybe that's a part of it too, is because you're feeling burdened in whatever way, that it constricts your energy, holds you back. You don't feel like you can even give emotional support, or maybe you struggle with that, to others that you care about. Yeah, let me look at the 10 of Wands in reverse. What am I feel like I'm missing something here. Um Divided attentions, clinging to responsibilities, difficulty asking for help, the oppression of martyrdom, letting go of someone else's expectations of you, the need to stand up for yourself. Yeah, you're being it's like you're being reprogrammed. Your energy, through you learning how to work with energy in general, is it's changing you. in a very fundamental way. And a part of that is all this stuff is being brought up to the surface that is very uncomfortable to look at. All this pain that you've experienced, I feel like throughout your life, where you didn't stand up for yourself, where you overgave and didn't get anything in return or got less than you gave. Um, and there's, it's like learning to you you want to get to a place where you feel comfortable with who you are, comfortable in your own skin, being able to ask for help when you need it. But in this moment, you're having trouble with that because you feel like you need to be the one to do it all yourself. And that's why there's this kind of pretentious energy here because you're just like, no, I got this. But that, again, it comes from a place of fear of maybe making yourself vulnerable because maybe you've made yourself vulnerable in the past only to get stabbed and, whatever. And it's like, you're hoping that you can come out the other side, that you can work through whatever stuff you're bumping up against and come to this place of being able to be honest about your emotions. And it could be too, where whatever this is that you're working on, it could have something to do with your ability to be open to other relationships, romantic or otherwise. Really allowing people to show up for you. Maybe you feel like people haven't shown up for you without realizing that you've had a wall up. You haven't allowed people to help you. And so they've been like, well, all right, good luck. And then you end up feeling like a martyr, like, oh, no one shows up for me. This is, yeah, it's like my grandma. My grandma was so much like that. People would say, oh, can I help you? No, I got it. And then she would complain about not getting any help. So it feels a little bit like that. And maybe you're aware of this tendency, or you're just becoming aware of it. And it's very painful to have to look at stuff, look at your own tendencies, to re experience pain from your past, all the ways in which you feel like you dropped the ball, you weren't good enough, you were even told you weren't good enough. But and as you're dealing with this stuff, you kind of coming to this understanding, this feeling of like, I want I want to feel free to express myself. That horse back there. I want to be able to give my love freely and do it from a genuine place. Where are we at? Okay, so going with the Tarot of Transcendence. What's hidden? What's hidden that you don't see? The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. The Tower in reverse. And the Five of Cups. Um, Hang on. I gotta look at the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, and I open right to it. Impatience, apathy, taking shortcuts. So this could be This could be a struggle. Feels very much like a struggle within yourself. It's and it's happening at a subconscious level. You you feel impatient. You just want to get through this. You just want to be healed and done and you know, the master of your craft, the master of yourself. Um and there's an impatience here, but you don't necessarily see it that way because you've got pressures on you to perform, to, this isn't just something that's going on within your mind. You have real world responsibilities, and you could feel this need to take shortcuts to get yourself somewhere fast. But the process of this alchemy, this alchemizing, whatever you're doing, it's not a fast process. And there's this fear of change that you're bumping up against. This deep you you are really, I don't know, I feel like you're doing some really serious soul searching, some shadow work, some deep excavating. And this process in itself is going to take time because it's bringing up all this remorse and regret and pain from the past. It is not a comfortable place to be. It's really heavy stuff that you're looking at and dealing with. But it's the only way. You have to go you have to go through this in order to come out the other side, in order to have that beginning that you desire so intensely. And so it's like there's this struggle. There's this really intense struggle within yourself. Okay. Okay. Come on. Let's keep going. Potential outcome here. I'm gonna use the cat tarot. 3 of Cups. The 8 of Cups in reverse. And the Devil in reverse. Yes. Ooh, oh my God, this is so good. This is you coming out the other side. This is you coming to a place where you've created some kind of community, or you've joined some kind of community. You're with people who love and support you, who you really enjoy drinking with. Water or whatever your favorite beverage is. This is having support and learning that maybe you've had the tendency to walk away when you felt slighted, when you felt ignored. But you're through this whole process that you're going through, this internal process, you're realizing that you've only ever you've ended up walking away from yourself in a way because of being defensive. And this is like coming around, coming back. Maybe you're making amends with certain people. You're realizing, oh wow, I see now how I sabotaged that relationship, how that person or those people were actually trying to help, and I didn't let them. You're recognizing, you're coming to an understanding of where your through this need to defend yourself or to protect yourself, you had kind of created these toxic habits and patterns of how you showed up, like being a martyr, for example. And um, you're turning it all around. You're allowing yourself, you're going to come to this point where you're like, you're letting go of any kind of addictive behaviors, any kind of toxic habits. There's there's a healing here. Um, you're really, yeah, you're developing new healthy attitudes. You're releasing all this fear, and it feels like you're coming back to yourself. You're This is where the new beginning arises, because you're finally realizing how awesome you really are, that there was nothing ever wrong with you in the first place, even though you may have thought that. Or, you know, oftentimes as children, we take on these things, other people's stuff, and we internalize it. And this is you like coming out of that and being like, oh, actually, yeah, I'm pretty great, which you are. So let me get some advice from the good tarot. The Ace of Water. Temptation. Oh, Leo just got this card yesterday. That's the devil. And 10 of Air. This is about this is about self-love. Learning to love and accept yourself wholeheartedly, unconditionally. Uh, when you are presented with temptations, which life is full of them, you it's about you recognizing the things that bring your energy down, make you feel bad physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and closing out that cycle that kept you stuck for so long because you were just trying to self-soothe. You were trying to protect yourself, but at a major cost to yourself. And it's time it's it's time now to, I said it already, but to really focus on how awesome you really are. And that all these things that have happened, that have led you up to this point, all these things that are coming to the surface, it's it's there for you to look at so that it can be released. And so you can learn to appreciate and love yourself that much more. So let me get a chakra card here. Final card of the reading. Crown chakra, divine will. I align my will with the divine will, allowing wisdom from the higher realms to support and guide my evolution on this earth. I grow when I settle into the service of myself and others. I leave space for the magic of the universe to play in my life. Ha ha ha! For the magic of the universe to play in my life. That's amazing. I allow the unfolding. Yeah, it's learning to allow. And when I read, I grow when I settle into the service of myself and others. I think that's what this is about. Giving because you want to give, and serving others because it makes you feel good, not because you're expecting something. That's what it's a part of what helps your growth. You have so much support and guidance from the universe. And this whole journey is all about you truly deeply tapping into that and understanding that. That's how you're earning your wings, developing your wings. It's all because of you bringing yourself online in a whole new way. Online energetically and spiritually. So, all right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks again so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing.